Last episode of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Frieren and Fern went to visit Aizen, and Aizen, with inspiration from aight, decided to give Frieren a quest to go to a place called Orioli. Anyways, the place where the dead are, presumably, you know, heaven and all that, but in order to get there, they have to get past Ende, which is where the Demon King's castle is at, and, you know, I would presume eventually we're going to see the demons again. They defeated the Demon King, but the demons are still around, and I would presume they're probably gonna be like, alright, time to cause some havoc again. But with this new journey that is going to take about 10 years, give or take, Fern is gonna come out of this journey a fully fledged adult. But we'll just have to see what this episode has in store for us. Full lengths are on Patreon, early access, and a YouTube membership. Other than that, let us get started. 1/100th. 1/100th, yeah. I might have said something like that. It changed you. Despite it being a mere 10 years, it changed you for, hopefully the better, huh? Got you interested in at least trying to learn people. It's been half my life. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna spend your whole life with her? Might have to give this song a full listen to. But it does sound like the kind of song that, like, if I hear it out in, like, restaurants or something, or if I hear it in, like, my car or something, you know, on the radio or whatever, I'll be like, okay, you know, I listen to it, but not really sure if I would, like, specifically put this in my playlist. Why does it almost sound like there's, like, a beach vibe to this song? You must listen carefully to what Frieren tells you, or else. Oh, fucking got ya. Who taught you to act like that? Says the guy she's been living with. I might be willing to visit you sometimes. God, I love that string instrument. Oh, I wonder why. Goals? Alright, I've seen some illusions. So what, they follow the ghosts and they just vanish? But what if, yeah, the villagers need help? Yeah, if we encounter it, might as well wipe it out for good measure. Is it specifically at nighttime, or do they work 24/7? Yeah, you might end up seeing aight, since we had that whole flashback before. Could you? Yeah, if it shows aight, would you shoot it? What? She was begging for her life? Yeah. Thank you for asking that. We're not gonna get the answer. So what is that magic you guys are using? Like transportation magic? You know, just like keep that staff in like that? But what if it's actually aight coming to visit you, huh? Oh my god! How did this ghost thing know that? How does this monster thing know that? Does damn, dude, it's like taking your memory too? God damn! Yeah, we should fucking kill this monster for sure. Oh, there's Himmel. Well, it didn't work last time, so Mm-hmm. Okay. Jesus Christ. Just annihilated the forest, dude. Yeah, at Oriole. Oriole. Rigo Canyon. Y'all giving me these names, but like, can I have a map? Ooh, a red dragon. Does that dragon even read? Damn, it's trying to wipe out this boy. Nappy time. Oh! Frieren's just hiding behind a tree. You better go. So you just gotta distract it and go get the grimoire? No. No, please. Take on a companion. Oh, you need a warrior. Stark. Oh, it just happened to be near Rigo Canyon? Oh. He's my apprentice. Stark. No response. Damn, he fought this dragon head on? The dragon got bored. The dragon's not attacking. Wow! Oh, is that the kid he rescued? Yeah. She's got 2 kids now. Cool, anyways, do you want to help us defeat the dragon? It's not that serious of an injury. Okay, but... Well, yeah, that's the plan, isn't it? What were you doing with the dragon before? You thought so? He's trying to act cool this whole time. And he just flew away. Oh, Aizen took him on in the first place, so he has some potential. Did he do this? This slice? They have been showing it. I assume he's getting it for free? But he did try to stand up, you know? Hi, in your first day. What happened? Oh, it's just been biding its time. Yeah, he's been chopping that stone. Maybe the dragon just hears this explosion. It's just like, oh shit. Maybe I shouldn't come to this village after all. They're gonna blow me up. A coward who ran when demons attacked his hometown. Ah, he's like me. He can't fight for himself, but he'll fight for another. Goodness gracious. Man's just making his own tiny little ravine out here. Okay. We're gonna fight the dragon next episode. We're also here introduced to Stark, who is a coward, as Aizen says, right? But he is exactly like him, so that's why he has an affinity with Stark. But also, like, Stark just left Aizen without really saying anything. So he's like, oh, maybe my master's mad at me. But Aizen's also over here like, yeah, I know where this kid is staying at right now. If you're near the canyon, just go pick him up for me, would ya? Take him with you on your journey. Okay. We're gonna go back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 5 of Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a, it was a fine episode, I think. You know, it's a good episode. It introduces Stark, and we're gonna get to, like, Stark actually fighting for other people, right? Fighting for other people. And, what is it? You're fighting against that solar dragon and all that jazz, so that will be nice. And then he's gonna come and join them on their journey. In the beginning, we've got a little flashback between Fern and Haita, where Haita tells her, I mean, to listen to Frieren, right, and be a good girl, because if you are a bad girl, I will come and haunt you. But Fern is just over here like, ah, so what you're saying is, if I'm a bad girl, you will come visit me. Haita's just like, ah, you got me. Where'd you learn this from, huh? So he had to change his wordings and said that if you're a good girl, then I might be willing to visit you sometimes. So this takes us to this village where they have to go through the mountain pass. You know, this lady is talking about how a bunch of people have gone missing and that there are ghosts. You know, they've been taken by ghosts. Some people have even seen the ghosts and such, and so this leads Frieren and Fern to go on their little quest to figure out what this thing is, you know, and through the conclusion, right, they're seeing ghosts of their of their loved ones or of their acquaintances, and they look exactly how they were alive, which is different from the undead because they are corpses controlled by magic, like zombies or skeletons, so they should look like the dead, right, the dead body, rotten and everything. But these are being shown as ghosts of when they were, of the dead when they were still alive, so that must be illusion magic. Frieren knows exactly what monster it is, and she says it's a nasty one, so we better be careful to avoid it. But Fern is just out here like, nah, dog, the villagers need help, and Frieren's just like, wow, you sound like Himmel. I believe, just let me check for a second. You sound like Himmel and the others, yeah. Frieren says the Einsam, that is the monster that does illusion magic, and it's able to peer into your memories, it seems. So they're heading into the mountain pass. It's all foggy and dark here, the perfect time to, you know, put a spooky ghost, a spooky phantom, I mean. So Fern sees Haita, sorry. Yeah, it's Haita, and Frieren sees Himmel. And before all of this, Frieren did ask Fern, are you able to shoot magic at your loved ones, right? It's because, like, this is the whole thing, it's your loved ones, like, you might have, you might feel a little guilty, you might not feel good shooting at them, and Frieren says that too, like, I saw my master begging for her life, but, like, I've been accustomed to it. She's been begging her life all the fucking time. I don't, that mystery is still up in the air. Why is she begging her life all the time? that Frieren got accustomed to it, you know? But despite that, right, Frieren still feels a little bad for shooting her master. And for Frieren, she ends up seeing Himmel, and she wondered to herself, you know, I thought I was going to see Master, but it seems like I am seeing Himmel instead, and that kind of goes back to the beginning, when Frieren says that, oh, this will be a mere 10-year journey, and Aizen says, oh, 1/100th, right? Frieren says somewhere along the line of, yeah, I might have said that, and so Aizen hits her with, well, even though it was only 1/100th of your life, it changed you a lot. Right, this 10-year journey that you've done with us, you know, with Himmel, aight, and him, Aizen, you ended up changing a lot, and here you are now taking on an apprentice, despite in the flashback that we see, she says, what's the point of taking on an apprentice? They're just going to die anyways, right? That's what she used to think, but now, here we are, right? After the death of Himmel, just so much things has changed in Frieren. Things that she has a hard time realizing sometimes. And even Fern knows that there's a change in, well, even though she hasn't really met Frieren before Himmel's death and all that, right? But she even knows that, like, Frieren is trying, for the most part, to take interest in her and all that. And as they're leaving, Fern tells Frieren, that's been half my life, you know, the time I've spent with you. And so Frieren smiles at that, and she says there's going to be even more than that from now on. And I thought, that's nice, you know, like, I'm glad that Frieren's out here like, yeah, you and me, we're gonna spend a lot of time together. The time that she never really found to spend with Himmel and the others, right? So the time that she's lost, she's going to make it up through Fern, which is very nice. But Frieren, seeing that the illusion is now Himmel instead of her master, she wonders to herself, does this mean that I've changed, right? Is God perhaps a... not, well, I was gonna say physical, it's not technically physical, but it certainly is evidence that she has changed, that the person on her mind now isn't, or the person, you know, one of her loved ones, one of the people closest to her, isn't just her master anymore, but it's Himmel. I do love that, you know, Himmel being himself, because, like, the damn thing is just taking their memories, and so it would be the personality of who Himmel is. And so Himmel's just like, Frieren, shoot me. You think the Einstein is just like, wait a minute, no, don't shoot it. But this leads us on to part 2, where they head into the Rigo Canyon. They're out here staring at the solar dragon that's just napping out here, you know? And I love that Frieren is just like, alright, Fern, you shoot at it, alright? She's hiding behind a tree and shit, you know? Like, alright, Fern, you take a swing at this dragon, alright? So she fires at the dragon. It literally does nothing. He is just napping out here, and, like, it just went around him, it looks like, you know? His defense is so freaking strong. And he just opens his eyes. He's like, what the hell? God, I love Frieren. It's just like, alright, that didn't work. Anyways, time to run. Time to get out of here. And so we are introduced to Stark, who's trying to be the cool boy out here. The whole village is out here hailing him as a hero because he stood up to the dragon. And the dragon was like, whoa, this guy? I don't want to fight him. I'm out of here. And ever since Stark has been here, the dragon hasn't attacked. So, hey, you know, I will say maybe, like, even though Stark was, like, all afraid and shit, and he couldn't move a muscle, and that dragon is just like, oh, you know, maybe that dragon saw his power level and just like, ooh, maybe I don't want to mess with this guy. Maybe I'll go train. Maybe I'll just go take a nap instead, you know? I like naps, but not forever. So Frieren tells Stark that she needs him to keep it busy for 30 seconds, and then she will wipe out the dragon, hopefully by then, right? And so he's like, oh, 30 seconds, huh? Do I really have to do that? And so Frieren's like, what's your experience with fighting monsters? Lo and behold, he has no experience fighting monsters. But then he's also like, oh, I left Aizen without saying much of a word to him. So like that Stark wanted to go out on his own and like, you know, get the experience by himself, you know, like, I don't need my master anymore, that sort of thing. But like, one of the first thing he ends up fighting is a fucking dragon. And so Fern sees this and she's like, yeah, this guy's a coward. He sucks. Let's abandon him. So yeah, he just stood there. And again, Fern is just like, oh, this guy's just a fucking coward. But if he was a coward, right, he wouldn't have stood up to the dragon in the first place. That's the thing, right? If he was a coward, this village would have been fucking demolished a long time ago. I don't know, I feel like that's the thing, right? It's like taking that first step, yeah, sure, he was so scared he couldn't move a muscle, but like, what would have happened? We won't know, but what would have happened if the dragon did decided to attack him, or attack the old lady and her son or her grandson behind him? You know, like, what would have happened then? Would he have actually, like, you know, find his courage and actually go and defeat the dragon, or at the very least defend these people and save their lives, you know, and all that jazz, right? So we don't know about that potential, but that's the thing that we hear from Aizen, is that he's a coward just like me. That's why I've taught him everything I know, and now he will be able to fight for another. Not fight for himself, but another. So hey, if that's what gets him to, you know, to move his boots, then fucking good for him, you know. Hopefully, let's see how he will fare, you know. Maybe he will get past the first hurdle of his cowardice by facing the solar dragon head on, but with support behind him. Despite Stark being a coward, he did get taught by Aizen, so he's just out here, been training, been practicing this whole time, and he's just making a fissure in these mountains. It's just, goodness gracious, you know, like, hey, again, maybe that dragon's just been hearing that and just like, yeah, maybe I don't want to, maybe it was a good idea I didn't fight that guy. But also, yo, the villagers, like, hey, they got a hero who will be protecting them from this red dragon for like, been 3 years, but also, they have to sleep with this fucking sound? They're just going to sleep and all they hear is just fucking explosions. Like, I guess that's the price you have to pay, you know, if you want protection from the red dragon and all that. Other than that, don't really have too much else to say, but if I do, I will write it in the description down below. And that's it. Bye!